Anne Wairemo. And then these are the stories that are making headlines in the country. And we started off with President William Ruto, as he says there is not going to be a turn back in his utterances. President Ruto maintains it is jail, deportation, or heaven, a threat as one party withdraws from Mumias sugar case. Now, President William Ruto has reiterated his chilling three-step prescription for the court cases between creditors and the Mumias Sugar Company. You either withdraw the court cases or face jail, deportation, or a journey to heaven. Speaking on Wednesday, President Ruto said this is not a threat, but how it will be. And as the president repeated his chilling message, one of the farms challenging the leasing of Mumias Sugar to Uganda-based Mila Sarai Group has filed a notice at the Court of Appeal seeking to withdraw the case. In what appears to be a retreat occasioned by President Ruto's controversial triple threat of jail, deportation, or heaven, one of the parties to the Mumias Sugar saga has picked the only option available, which is to withdraw from the legal cases against Mumias. Now, Wednesday evening, Dubai-based Vatrox Limited, through its legal firm and Ajawala and Kana LLP located in Westlands, Nairobi, filed a notice of withdrawal of a case at the Court of Appeal that was against the leasing of the farm to the Ugandan-based Sarai Group. In the notice of withdrawal, it notes, take notice that Vatox Resources Inc., the third respondent in these proceedings, hereby withdraws its application dated 25th December 2022. The company's owner, Tycoon Sajbit Singh Rai, is entangled in legal tussle with his billionaire brother, Jaswant Rai, who owns West Kenya Sugar, over the 20-year lease granted to Sarai and the manner in which Mumias Sugar was handed to him. Here are the details.
Kenya has suffered immensely because of corruption, wastage, and theft. We cannot continue to entertain corruption, wastage, and theft in whatever name. We cannot continue to entertain. We need to have a break. The corrupt, the thieves, the people who steal from the people of Kenya, the people who steal the future of our children, they must leave Kenya. Or they will go to jail. Or they have the option of going to heaven. Wajipange namna hiyo. I am actually shocked that anybody in Kenya, any person in Kenya can defend corruption, can defend wastage, can defend what has made this country go backwards. The sugar industry here imezama kwa sababu tunaleta pesa ya serikali, mabilioni inapotea. Tunaleta pesa ndio hiyo, tunaulizwa lipa wakulima, sijui lipa wafanyikazi. Hapana, it cannot continue like that. Ama namna gani jameni? Hii ufisadi mnataka tuchezee Lingana naye? Hii ufisadi tumalizane naye watu, so that we have a country that is leading from the front. Ama namna gani jameni? So those who doubt my resolve on matters to do with fighting corruption, they better check again. Those who are used to stealing public resources, those who use politics to protect thieves and the corrupt, those who have big friends in big places, I want to announce that their time is up. Waegezaji waegeze katika nchi yetu. Sisi tunawapenda sana waegezaji wote. Tunaheshimu biashara, tunataka watu wafanye kazi, lakini wizi na ufisadi hapana. No. Watu wengine wanasema oh nimethreaten mtu I have not threatened anybody. It is the truth and it is an option. And I'm not threatening anybody. It is what we will do. So it's not a threat. Msifikiri ati oh ni kutisha watu. Hakuna kutisha. Wezi na wakora na wale wanataka na kuendeshana na mambo ya ufisadi watahama Kenya. Ama wataenda jela. Ama waende wapi? Yes, story finish.
We're from the president now to churches launch code of conduct to tame rogue preachers. Churches have moved to self-regulate as the government undertakes a crackdown against rogue preachers and institutions in the country. Now, following the Shakahore massacre that has so far closed lives of 429 people, religious leaders, lawyers and human rights groups led by ethics and anti-corruption chairman Bishop Emeritus David Oginde lauded the code of conduct and governance guidelines for the church in Kenya in a bid to counter impending state-imposed regulations on religious institutions.
The danger of where we are now is that if we get now not rogue pastors, but rogue leaders in the nation, the church could be closed. They could just say, no more preaching, and it can happen.
Let the congregant hold their leaders accountable. When they see me doing the contrary, let them stand up and say, that is not right. We will not agree and will not allow you to do that.
Self-regulation is us, the church, coming together and regulating ourselves and seeing where we have been wrong, where we did not do good things, and then rectify.
And they've been saying that in the internal forum, you cannot make somebody believe something that they don't want to believe. You can't compel them. But at the external forum, when your belief leads you to actions that endanger or harm others, at that point, the state can get involved. This code of conduct is not a weapon, but it is a point of discussion so that we can say, you are doing this, you are doing that. But is it in line with what we have agreed with?
They may not be 100% according to your denomination or your church, but can we follow them so that we are operating within those guidelines so that we can even make them tighter in my denomination, or we can make them, part of the ordinances in my denomination.
Thank you very much. Let's appreciate these wonderful leaders.
And away from the religious code of conduct to politics, Azimio Kenya Kwanza teams signed framework agreement. The 60-day countdown for the National Dialogue Committee team to deliver on its mandate began yesterday after officially signing the harmonized framework agreement that establishes the committee and outlines the terms of engagement. Here are for details of the same report.
We have also agreed on the statement of issues that we shall be deliberating on as a dialogue committee or as a national dialogue committee. We have also resolved that we shall be extending invitations to stakeholders and members of the public to present their memorandums to the committee.
Indeed, I've made tremendous progress. Wahenga ndio alisema ukiona vyaelea ujue vimeundwa. So a lot of work has been done. Ndio sasa vitu vimeanza kuelea. We want to encourage Kenyans to continue to have faith in this team. And we continue to tell Kenyans to ignore the naysayers. There will always be those who feel threatened for whatever reason by something so illustrious, because this is wonderful work. And we're going to move very, very fast.
Our 60 days begin ticking from yesterday, and that is why we reaffirm our commitment to complete this process within the set timelines. We have adjourned to Friday this week at 10 a.m. to allow the Secretariat and the technical teams to work on prioritization of the issues and guide us on how we prioritize what issues do we begin with. On the question of whether we are able to stop the selection panel, we are not writing to them to stop doing their work. It's just to take what has been described by the Honorable Eugene Wamalwa in our meeting as judicial notice of the ongoings of this national dialogue team. Therefore, even as they progress their work, then they take note that it's part of the issues that we are engaging on.
You never know. You could end up with a reconstitution of the panel itself. You never know. Everything is on the table.
Away from everything being on the table to senators kick out owner of First Choice Recruitment Agency, and Judy Jepchirchir, the director of the embattled First Choice Recruitment Agency, along with her legal team, were kicked out of a Senate committee session for refusal to retract a letter in which they accused the committee of favoring petitioners in its investigation of the job recruitment scam. Here are the full details.
I want to ask the council to withdraw this letter he has written with immediate effect.
And I've tried to point First Choice to a solution so that this comes to an end that will help the petitioners, that will help First Choice, and that will also bring a good end for this committee. But now that we are accused, I'm at a loss.
In terms of an apology, that would be an indictment.
That ends it there.
Ni jambo la kusikitisha na jambo la aibu. Huyu mama tulimuita kwa kikao, akadanganya kamati ya kwamba amesafiri, ameenda nchi ya nje. Kamati wakafanya uchunguzi na wakajua huyu mama alikuwa tu katika taifa la Kenya, alifanya kiburi na ujeuri wa kutokufika mbele yetu.
Sisi tunaambia kwamba huyu msichana ambaye aitwa Judith, ambaye amepora wa Kenya, ni deep state. Uwezi pora wenzetu kutoka pale nyumbani, kupora mahasla kaunti ya Elgeyo Marakwet, Uasin Gishu, Nandi. Alafu tukikuuliza wapi hiyo pesa, unakuwa na kiburi.
It looks like the client and the advocate have never had an interest of resolving this matter.
Judy has paralyzed my life, and it is not a story. I sold the motorbike. Here is an agreement. Here is an agreement. It is not a paperwork.
Mimi sijui anasema amenilipa nini. I paid 437,000. Hapa naona ameandika I paid 400,000.
So in short hujalipwa pesa
mimi sijalipwa hata shilingi moja.
Mimi I will not take back my words. I'm not going to withdraw kwamba huyu mama ni mwizi, kwa sababu ni yeye mwenyewe alicommit mbele ya kamati. Akasema yuko tayari kurejesha pesa za hawa vijana.
I lost my parent through this, following this money. I've not gone to Australia. And when I go to ask for my money, they threaten me.
The DCIO from Eldoret threatened me, and I recorded. I remember tabling the evidence here, and he was telling me that you will do nothing with Judy. We will protect with all our might. Na Judy, tutafanya maandamano mpaka Chemnoit Maluko. Tutafanya maandamano. That's our work. Hatuna kazi.
Away from Judy Jepchirchir now to Met Department warns of 99% possibility of El Nino. The Kenya Meteorological Department has warned of a 99% likelihood of high rainfall across parts of the country as El Nino returns this year. El Nino is characterized by above average warming of the ocean surface in the central and eastern tropical Pacific Ocean, and during this period east winds blow weaker than normal. Now the phenomenon typically occurs every 3 to 5 years and causes excess rainfall and flooding in the East African region. Addressing journalists in Nairobi on Wednesday, the weatherman said heavy continuous rainfall is expected in the Lake Victoria Basin region, Kisii, Elgeyo Marakwet, Bungoma, Trans Nzoia, West Pokot, Vihiga, Laikipia, Nakuru and Narok counties. The rains will begin in September and go all the way until January. They are expected to peak in October. In the northwestern counties of Turkana, Marsabit and Samburu, the Met Department said occasional rainfall above the long-term average for the season is expected. From the weatherman, we're going to take a break.